Happened in the 90s.
It doesn't matter what comes, fresh goes better in life. With mental fresh and full of life. Nothing gets to you, staying fresh, staying cool. With mental fresh and full of life. Fresh goes better. Mentos freshness. Fresh goes better with Mentos fresh and full of life.
Mentos, the fresh maker.
Steve, tell people where you got Malcolm X finger puppet at, because I find that bizarre.
It's very bizarre, and it was super random, Matthew. I got this Malcolm X finger puppet at the Muppet Museum down here in Atlanta, Georgia. I've talked about it before, but there's like two divisions. There's the Jim Henson division, where it's just all of his creations, all of his popular movies and things that he's done in pop culture. And then there's like a generic puppet version division. And it's just like, there's some that are notable. Kukla, Fran, and Ali, I believe their names were. This was like the old 50s, beginning of television puppets before that. And yeah, there's like, different puppets from across the sea, African puppets across the sea, across the oceans, across the world, goddammit. From Asia, from Europe, But the one I came for is the Jim Henson. But in the front of the museum, there's a store, there's a gift shop, and there's a little area where you can get finger puppets. And there's random ones. There's a Elmo finger puppet, Marvel finger puppets, and then there's Malcolm X. I was like, okay, Malcolm X finger puppet sitting right next to the fucking Thanos finger puppet. Sure, it's random as fuck. I'll buy it. So here we are with my Malcolm X finger puppet, because it was meant to be.
That's a good,
not a conspiracy, brother.
Mr. Alex, it's good to see you. Welcome to the show.
I don't like the way his neck is dangling like that.
Yeah, but he's got a little bit of an issue, He's got a big ass head.
Yeah. Hey, don't be talking about Malcolm X's head, man. He doesn't
My
like
head is only big because the white man made it like that with his lies and conspiracies.
And that's the truth. Facts plus tax.
Well, Steve, I think we just need to involve the Malcolm X finger puppet every once in a while. We need his judgment. We need his, review of something. Maybe he can come back. But I don't get that. I don't get having Elmo, Thanos, Spider-Man, even Iron Man, all the hits, all the Ninja Turtles, and then you got Malcolm X just chilling. I mean, thank you. I appreciate it, but weird.
For the culture. Because why not?
I feel like there's like maybe 3 people that have bought that. Period. Like they know your names. You've been put on a list somehow because you chose this thing and they're like, that's why we did it.
I'm an exclusive group of people, baby. Very rare, very small list of people.
Where's my finger puppet at? Sure, you might not be able to fit me on a finger, but damn it, baby. Dusty Rhodes needs a finger puppet at the Jim Henson house, baby.
We need some Muppets at the Jim Henson house, baby, and a pair of bitches with some titties out. I want some black titties, brown titties, yellow titties, all the titties out. We're a secret society. All we ask is trust.
Have you seen, speaking of wrestlers, just like classic wrestlers, Steve, have you seen any like videos of Terry Funk from recent years?
Yeah, he's in bad shape.
Yeah, dude. I saw a video that was wild as fuck, and I just was heartbroken to see it. But to be honest with you, not really surprised. If head injuries make you more prone to that, I think Terry Funk's probably right up at the top of that list of people that, that applies to, because he used to just get fucked up on a regular basis.
In terms of wrestler shelf life, he's won twice. I feel the fact that he's still alive and he's put his body through just as much pain, if not the most, man.
It's like him and Mick Foley. Like, who do you give more? Do you think those are the top tier guys as far as punishment goes?
They're up there easily.
Yeah,
easily, man. Mick might be the go to that.
It's just wild that that's your career choice. Is like, I'm gonna do wrestling, which is already fucked up, but not only am I gonna do that, I'm gonna be the guy who does like the most fucked up shit. Which is why we've talked about it before, which is why that always blew my mind that Shane McMahon chose to sort of veer in that route where he was climbing insane things and doing like insane drops. Wild.
Man, hey, got to put on for Daddy's show. You got to, and I mean, I don't feel like he had to do that, but the fact that he did it, man, because he's taken some of the craziest ones. Like I don't know if you've seen the one where he fell from like the scaffold, like it was SummerSlam against Steve Blackman, and Steve Blackman hit him with this kendo stick, just hitting him, and he just falls like further than Mick Foley flew off the cage, man, off the cell. But
dude, so wild. But Terry Funk, yeah, shout out to Terry Funk, legend. Glad he's still alive, but man, I just was like, I think he has dementia. He has some, because he's like saying crazy shit, talking about matches he's gonna wrestle and shit. It's wild, dude.
Yeah,
I'm gonna wrestle Napoleon Bonaparte. He's just saying it's like crazy shit. It's funny because he sounds like Terry Funk, but it's not funny because he's literally in some like mental prison. It sounds like
you got to get like a Barney Fife-ish, like Paul Bearer. He's got it was because it's Texan, it's raspy like West Texan because he's from Amarillo. Yeah,
I'm from Amarillo, Texas, and I'm gonna fall off a table into a goddamn Nazi match. It's like, what, dude?
I got a match with, and it's kind of like Shaggy. I don't know. Not even gonna.
Shout out Terry Funk though. Live that lifestyle. I hope you're doing okay, Terry. We love you,
man.
Don't take any more chair shots, though. One more chair shot, please. It's over with.
Protect Terry Funk for the culture. And, I was talking to my buddy Mo P of the infamous GLC. Shout out Mo P. And he brought up a very interesting topic, man, that I think I might have been overlooked. We've all overlooked. And out of all of the comedians who ended up getting their own like sitcom, Heathcliff Huxtable might be the least funny. And hear me out. I love Cosby Show, like a lot of people from our generation. But to me, the funniest moments were from the other characters. And anything that involving him, like he's never had his moment by himself to me where he had me just, obviously I have to look through the Rolodex and go. And I wish they were available streaming, but I mean, they've canceled the man. But
he's gone.
Okay, Martin Lawrence had his own show. Martin Payne has tons of moments. Hanging with Mr. Cooper, Mark Curry, tons of moments. Even Home Improvement, Tim the Toolman Taylor, man, he like another one. I feel that's probably on Heathcliff's level, Ray Romano, because people can say I never really cared for the show, but like I'll say that they've had their moments, and those moments are from the brother. From Ray's mom, his dad, or even from his wife. Ray himself, he's just a blank palette. Just like I feel like Heathcliff Huxtable was a blank palette because it was always about Denise, Theo, Rudy, Vanessa, and then Claire. Sometimes Alvin, sometimes Bud, sometimes the little chubby friend Peter. But Heathcliff,
I mean, I guess you are right about that, though. I'm not like a Cosby Show historian, but it was all. But I mean, I'm trying to think. But as far as those kind of like comedians getting their own vehicle, most of the other ones you named, they was all them. I mean, Home Improvement. The bulk of the laughs were coming from Tim the Toolman Taylor jokes. I mean, other people were popular. But like all of those, Martin, the same thing. Like there was great comedy all around, but he was the focal point. That is weird. I never thought about that. Show.
Yeah. He's got tons of moments, like just him and Mimi bickering. Like he's got some fucking.
Is it just like maybe it's a different time and they're not
No,
landing for
because
us.
even Sanford and Son, even way earlier,
Yeah,
that was a comedian that got his own starring vehicle. Fred Fox has some classics, bro. Like I've seen, on YouTube, I've seen compilations of just Red Fox moments. So nah, man, he killed it.
Yeah, you're right, dude. But I mean, now it's Bill Cosby was kind of like this guy he was a comedian, but he was like this like he was trying to like
clean.
teach you lessons and shit. You know what I mean? Like he had this vibe where he was like trying to educate you, especially like before the canceling and before all the monstrous shit came out.
Yeah.
He was like telling people not to curse, you know, being that guy that's like, don't sag your pants and don't do this and don't do that.
Yeah.
I mean, so I don't know. I wasn't a huge Cosby fan other than it was just the show to watch for a certain point when we were kids, you know.
I love Bill Cosby for respect for what he did for the culture. He's responsible for like Different World, which they say that is responsible for like enrolling a lot of young Black youth in America around that time, around the late 80s and 90s. So he had his hand in that. Fat Albert, they touched on serious topics, man. And this was back in the 70s when he first started doing Fat Albert. So to me, he's important. He was like the first Black guy to have like be on top of the Nielsen ratings. Like, so like little stuff like that. But he himself, like as far as like hilarity, he was a clean comic. There aren't too many clean comics that I was like, oh man, yeah, he was funny. So his stand-up, like himself, they consider that a classic album. It was like, this is like bland to me. I like my comics to be scumbags. They own up to it. They for the most part.
Do you remember like watching? I don't even know what to call it. Like Whoopi Goldberg had these things come out too, where it was like a one-man show-ish type thing or one-woman show or whatever. Where
Mom's Mabley.
It was kind of like a storytelling thing. It wasn't really. It was comedy, but it was like they were like storytelling. And that, to me, that was always what I associate with Bill Cosby. No one was like tuning in to watch either of those people and like, like having belly laughs and shit like you do when you're watching, I mean, whoever your comedian is, but
Whoopi Goldberg's another one. I love Whoopi Goldberg for the culture. She's like, I think one of the few women and one of the few Black women to have the EGOT. That's huge, bro. Like that's a big deal. Now, like a lot of people can't say that, man.
She's entertaining as fuck. I'm not saying she isn't funny at times either, but I like when I watched her stand-up comedy specials, to me, it wasn't like what I wanted to watch. You know,
gut busting. No, man. Like
I never associated it with. I remember listening. Here's the wild thing for me. I don't even know that I've ever even seen a Bill Cosby special. The ones that I remember were shit where it was like a tape and my parents would pop it in when we were like driving someplace, you know,
and you're sleeping
and it's just like on and you hear like some shit. I remember there was like a Noah's Ark thing. I think I might be conflating it.
He's giving his perspective of the Noah's Ark story.
Yeah. Like some of that nature. So it was like, I heard it, but I don't even think I've ever seen it. And I remember even like more recently before he got canceled and Bill Cosby was still like doing tours and like, you know, doing whatever it was he did, which I believe was just like sitting in a seat and like pontificating on things. That was kind of the vibe. He was just more of like an educator. He was giving like monologues, not comedy, you know?
Well, he was giving his own like deep dives into everyday, like kind of like a Seinfeld before Seinfeld, but not as like Seinfeld has his own angle in the game, but like he was relatable, and that's what made him so universal. And you could say Kevin Hart is the same way. He's the modern Bill Cosby because he tells stories, and like he has moments that I think are funny. I like Kevin Hart, but at this point, he's kind of a clean comic. I don't think he's really like.
Well, he's embraced like being. I mean, at first his stand-up, I wouldn't call it family friendly. You know, he wasn't like that. He wasn't a clean comic his whole life, but now he is like he's sort of doing the Rock thing where he's becoming like a brand, and he's in different kinds of movies, like, but he is very much like the Family Guy now. He even has like he has a really good talk show. If you like listening to celebrities talk, that's on Peacock. I was watching a few episodes of, but I don't know if I'd place him in that same vein because I still think he's funny as fuck. I don't think being a clean comic necessarily is a bad thing. Like Brian Regan, he's a clean comic. He doesn't curse and he's funny as fuck.
Yeah, and I don't want to like talk shit about Kevin Hart, man. Like because I do find him hilarious, and to me that's the most modern like black like relation I could see to Bill Cosby as far as having that universal appeal and like being like okay for like suburban parents in Perrysburg. Like they can enjoy some Kevin Hart and like not be offended because he doesn't touch on those kind of things. That would
for
get
sure. Yeah.
I get what I mean? Like that, you know?
Yeah. But hey, it's weird that maybe a few decades ago you were talking about Bill Cosby. Now it's like, can I say that I like anything about Bill Cosby or anything? It's just a weird thing that it's so bizarre. And it's even more bizarre that dude's out of jail now. I forgot about that until just now. You know?
Hey.
What if he just comes out as like a stand-up and he's just doing like outrageous, like Bill Cosby's back, and it's just like this isn't your mama's Bill Cosby. This outrageous X-rated stand-up comedy from Bill Cosby until he dies.
Man, don't you hate? Don't you hate when you can't get no hoes, man? What's with these bitches, man?
Bitch pussy smell like stank ass. Oh, dude. What a fucking world, bro. Bill Cosby's a villain. Kevin Hart's a family comedian now. Fucking Steve's about to just wear Gucci everywhere, like we were talking. I mean, I can't wait for the next decade, Steve. It's gonna be wild.
Gucci bucket hat. Yeah. So, hey, boys and girls, this is Steve G and Mad G. What happened in the 90s? A show where we talk about things that
happened in the 90s, Steve.
So get out your Rain Man Sean Kim shoes and your Deadlift Shrimp hairdos because you can do what you want to do. Happened in the 90s. Happened in the 90s. You can do what you want to do. Happened in the 90s.
Steve,
Happened in the 90s.
We're welcoming some new cast members to the crew and in living color this episode. Wild. I didn't even remember this happened.
We are talking all things September 16th in the 90s. And once again, we're talking about one of my favorite shows of all time, In Living Color. And you're right. What also did you notice about this crew, young Matthew?
Well, I noticed right off the bat when they introed the show, where's Keenan at?
Not just Keenan. Where are any of the Wayans?
Yeah, where are they, Steve? What happened?
And none of the Wayans families are involved at all during this season. No Damon, no Keenan, no Sean, no Kim, no Marlon.
No SW1. The turntables, they're turning, but there's nobody to control them, Steve. Why? What happened? DJ. Fox fucked this up somehow?
Creative control. Damon was the first to go. And then Keenan followed suit shortly thereafter. Kim and Sean and Marlon, they stayed around for a little bit, but then they soon followed suit. And, it's one of those things where your creation isn't something that you even have control over anymore. This was the brainchild of Keenan Ivory Wayans and his brother Damon. And then Fox, those fucks at Fox, they got involved and creative interests. Just a ramming of the heads, man.
Especially this, dude. When this, I feel like In Living Color helped make Fox a legit channel in a certain way. Like they definitely have a huge hand in that. And to do that, like to do something like that, where you have a brand, it's perfect as it is, it's working. I mean, does this always happen where the corporate suits just have to be like, look, I need to have my stamp on this show now. Is that just what the inevitable reality is?
It was in living color. They led the forefront for Fox in the early days, man. But it was really black shows, period. It was a black audience, man. Married with Children, a lot of black people were watching that, but then they had In Living Color to compete with SNL. Like that was their version of that. And they also had rock. They actually had a show with a young Lorenz Tate called South Central. There was another show where there was a mixed family, a black man, a black father and his two sons, a white lady and her two daughters. So it was like a modern, like 90s Brady Bunch in a way.
I remember Rock for sure. I definitely remember that. That was actually a good show, if I remember right.
It was, man. And Martin, of course, that was a huge deal. And Sinbad show, which actually debuted on this day on September 16th. He had his own show, Living Single, New York Undercover. Like they had black people, they had their demographic figured out. And then slowly along the way, like all of that shit phased out, man. And then they started airing Bones. And then they started airing House.
Hated it.
And then they started airing all these other things. And it's like, what happened to black programming on Fox? I feel like Bernie Mac's show might have been one of the last like decent, at least decent black shows on Fox. And the man's been gone, RIP, since 2008. Yeah, man.
Man, that was a good ass show too. You're right though. They really changed brands. Like that was sort of the brand, wasn't it?
Dude, like I didn't expect the conversation to go here, man, but like I'm somewhat of a TV historian, man, and like I noticed the patterns. WB did the same path that Fox did when they first started. It was Wayans Brothers, Parenthood with Robert Townsend and Faison Love, Sister, Steve Harvey show, and like then slowly but surely Seventh Heaven and
that's so bizarre. That is fucking wild, dude. That happened. And what was the other one? UPN. I mean, that kind of phased into WB, wasn't it?
They merged, yeah. But they started off with
why do that either?
Because they know we love TV. We're like they do their homework, they do their research, and they know that like black folks love watching TV. So it's like, okay, because there's no representation on these major networks, they're showing Murphy Brown and Major Dad.
No, sir, I didn't like it.
Let's fucking give them Robert Townsend, like that guy from like, let's give Keenan Ivory Wayans and Damon Wayans. He used to be on SNL. They like.
I wonder what that was like though, to be like a Jim Carrey or one of these other people that was like a Tommy Davidson and stuff, where you're on the show. It was like when Chappelle Show, he left, and Charlie Murphy and Donnell Rawlings were the hosts.
Rawlings, yeah.
You know, it's like, I wonder how do they have any conflicting emotions about it? I'm sure they did. To me though, like they, at least in this respect, well, in both respects, but this episode, there was some funny fucking shit in here. It wasn't like it was tanking quality wise, but it's fucked up when you do know behind. It's like you just ripped this shit out from the people that created it. That must have, I mean, that sucks.
Yeah. Now, in 1990, the 42nd Emmy Awards are held at the Pasadena Civic Auditorium. And some of the winners are Murphy Brown, LA Law, and this was a win for In Living Color. In Living Color actually won for Outstanding Variety Music or Comedy Series.
Well, Murphy Brown up there, I don't understand the love of this show. Fuck that. But I guess... what did they win? What did you say? Variety show?
In Living Color won for Variety Show, and this was after their first season. Murphy Brown won for Outstanding Comedy Series, and they won 2 other major awards. The defending champion Cheers received the most major nominations for a comedy series with 11, and Newhart finished his series run with 21 major nominations, but not a single win. On the drama side, LA Law won Outstanding Drama Series for the third time in 4 years and also won 3 major awards, receiving the most major nominations for a drama series with 11. And this became the first year that every cast member of the Golden Girls wasn't nominated for a Primetime Emmy Award. How dare they? How fucking dare they?
They should just be nominated every year perpetually. It's like, still the Golden Girls. You can't beat these bitches.
Even when they're not in shit. Like, yes.
That's like the Shao Kahn of Mortal Kombat. Like, that's the top tier. If you can beat her, if you are really that good, we'll give it to you. But otherwise, B. Arthur's winning all these bitches.
I think it's safe to say best all-woman ensemble.
I feel like living. Well, I guess it's not all women then.
That's not all women. Yeah. See, I thought about that, but I love the show Girlfriends. I don't know how you feel about that. I feel like Mrs.
I didn't
Ross
like the behavior of the people in Girlfriends. I just didn't enjoy that show.
That's the intent. You know, they're over time. They're all supposed to be deplorable, but.
You gotta. I think you have. It might even be one of the best shows of all time. Period. But as far as like all lady ensembles or just being ladies in like the leading role, that's the best. You're not gonna beat that.
Perfect.
Ted Danson won for Outstanding Lead Actor in a Comedy Series for Sam Malone in Cheers, and he went up against Dan Connor, John Goodman, Richard Mulligan from Empty Nest, Craig T. Nelson, and Fred Savage as Kevin Arnold. Candice Bergen for Murphy Brown, she won Outstanding Lead Actress, going up against Kirstie Alley for Cheers, Blair Brown of The Days and Nights of Molly Dodd. What the fuck? That's a lifetime series.
We need to watch that sometime.
No, we don't. And Delta Burke, and then Betty White as Rose Nyland. I thought they said no one was nominated.
Yeah, what the fuck, Steve? The whole cast. Like, I think you said everyone.
Oh, the whole cast. Yeah.
Damn, they were just dominating the Emmys like that.
As they should, man. Who won what? But you know who probably wasn't watching this 42nd Emmy Awards on September 16, 1990, Matt?
Who is that, Steve?
Probably Dennis Quaid and Meg Ryan, because they were getting married on that day.
Oh, the Quaidster. Yeah. One of the Quaids doing something. What was Randy Quaid doing, beating off in an empty room someplace? That guy is nuts, dude.
Well, with our powers combined, our movies still suck. You know what? You could throw both of them on that list. I think that's probably how they found each other, man. They had like a secret society of like Hollywood actors. It's like all of our movies are going to be stale fucking mashed potatoes. It's like, oh yeah, I remember you from this,
dude. What has he done? Like, what? I can't even think of anything he's done right off the top of my head. So he's partying with Martin Short. It looked like a fun wedding.
I bet that was the funnest part of the wedding. Martin Short was there, and I fucks with some Martin Short. Heavy, man.
Fucking
Canadians
are cool. That weird movie he made with the dad from Clifford. I think the movie was called Clifford, wasn't it?
Clifford,
dude. That movie's fucking great, dude. That's weird.
Yeah. I remember watching that whenever they would have the free like weeks for HBO and Showtime.
That's how I saw it too.
Hell yeah, man! That dude just died recently. The guy that played the dad.
Oh yeah. Wasn't he kind of a piece of? I don't want to besmirch this guy. He's dead. So
he was kind of a Chevy Chase as far as like, I feel like ever since Andy Kaufman, he's the go to this. When people would make like different appearances on TV shows and shit, it's like, okay, I'm gonna try to like blend reality from performance. Like, am I really a dick? Maybe I am.
Like Charles Grodin, wasn't that his name?
Charles Grodin. Yeah. Is it all a shtick? It's like, dude, you're an asshole.
It's like if Shooter McGavin just walked around all the time acting like that as a joke, but you're like, dude, are you really like this? Or like, is that a biographical movie? What the fuck, dude?
Man, that following year on September 16, 1991, the Jenny Jones Show debuts.
And then this is the one that got canceled, right? This is the one that got somebody killed.
Yeah, it sure was, man. Would you believe who we have behind this door? It's a guy from your high school.
It's a guy you work with, and he wants to make out. How could it go wrong? This was a wild one. She did some good, like, I think she had some good, like, child boot camps, like some crazy kid boot camp episodes that I liked.
Yeah, they're like 6 and talking about, yeah, I called my mama bitch and can't nobody tell me nothing. Yeah.
Stuart, I just want you to have a good life. Like, shut up, mom. Fucking dumb bitch.
And go in the bathroom, you smell like pee.
Did you ever see the Chappelle where he did a Nelson Mandela boot?
Yeah. He had the kids in Africa.
Your fat titty. He calls the one kid as fat titties or whatever. Your fat fucking titties.
Jesus.
Jenny Jones, though, she was good. And I only think, what did she last? 5 years?
Jenny Jones, 91 to what? I think I was in high school still watching this shit.
Okay. But
might have been late 90s.
She was one of the first ones where they really like went into the white trash shit. Whatever they could do to make it like a racy episode. Her and Jerry were definitely competing for a while.
Yeah, and she was really big on those. I used to be a nerd in high school. Well, look at me now. I used to want to be on one of those, like, and if it was like somebody who liked me back then, and it's like I wanted to be the guy who's like, oh yeah, like I wanted to be the guy who's like, oh, I was just cool with her. I was nice to her. Like everybody would pick. I didn't care. She was nice to me. And then like the girl comes out, and I'd still have it like, oh yeah, you're cool. Because like the thing was, they always want to make him seem like, oh, you missing out. I want to be the guy who be like, oh yeah, she all right, man. We can still kick it. I don't know. Like, you ain't doing nothing on Tuesday. Shit. I don't be doing nothing during the week. Shit.
I mean, as a fat kid in high school, I would have loved to have been like that. Like, look at him now. He's not a gross fat piece of shit. There was a lot of those, dude. Like, there was definitely a lot of those, like, women and guys that came out. But what I liked about the ones that I remember from Jenny Jones is sometimes they would act like shitty to the person. Like it wasn't a let's hang out. It was like, oh, you want this now? Like,
exactly. And that's why I wanted to be the guy to be like, man, you all right, bitch?
I mean, even then, I wanted to see you go full Steve on him, though. I wanted to see you just like crack him down a little bit, Steve. Take a few of the Perrysburg High School chicks to task real quick.
Oh, bitch, you gonna come out here with these fake titties and think that shit's supposed to be lit, man? Shit, come on, the fuck out of here. Shit.
I'm also being told that Jenny Jones lasted 12 seasons, so it was not a short-lived show, but it ended abruptly. So
over a decade of dominance. And on that same day, who probably wasn't watching Jenny Jones when it debuted in 1991, Matt?
Who's Steve?
Otis Nixon of the Atlanta Braves, because he was busy getting suspended for the rest of the year. He battled a cocaine habit for much of his career.
Otis getting that bloatus, Steve. I don't remember that, but that's a long suspension. How much blow was he? What kind of problems was he causing with that blow?
Yeah, well, he actually played for the Indians for a little minute. I wasn't aware of that, but he was arrested for drug charges in '87 while a member of the Cleveland Indians, and he failed a drug test in September of '91 and was suspended for 60 days, which caused him to miss the 1991 World Series. They would end up losing that World Series anyway to the Twins.
Damn, Otis, don't be doing that blow. I mean, I don't know, Steve. These guys be partying. Some of these guys, I don't know. Him, Doc Good. What was that one guy? What was the dude that did acid and pitch?
Oh, well, yeah. He played for the Athletics. This was back in the 70s, but Doc Gooden smoked crack. Him and Darryl Strawberry, and did cocaine.
How much partying? Or baseball's always like a boring sport to me, but these guys are out there just yacked out. It seems kind of fun.
Dude, they have the biggest salaries, I believe, in the major North American sports, man.
I actually think, oddly enough, hockey players do.
Really? I thought they got least paid.
I think maybe I'm wrong about this. And they might not be the top tier, but I know hockey players get insane paydays, which doesn't make any sense to me because I don't know. To me, I don't watch hockey at all. So.
On that same day in 1991, Norm Charlton is suspended for 7 days for intentionally hitting Steve Shosha with a pitch. And the left-handed Charlton was best known for being a part of the infamous Nasty Boys relief pitching corps in the 1990s Reds. And they won a World Series. So the man had a World Series. And yeah, man, he was known for his fastballs, actually the whole team. And sometimes beanballs, they would call them.
Fuck, dude. Just so he threw a ball. He just purposely was trying to beat a dude, and he got it. That's crazy. Well, fucking Cincinnati, dude. It's fucking trash down there. I'm not surprised.
The Nasty Boys, man.
I've never heard of the Nasty Boys, dude. How did I miss out on this?
Yeah, man. This was, I believe they won the World Series 1990, and they were known for their pitching core. And they were like, they had attitudes. They were kind of like the bad boys in a way, how the Pistons were. This was around that same time, man. And he was one of them, Steve Charlton, and the other guy, Ron Dibble, who would end up hosting that show, Best Damn Sports Show later, much later. Oh, wow. You remember with Roseanne's former husband.
Oh my fucking God. I know who you're talking about, but it was on Fox Sports, right?
Fox Sports, yeah, with John Sally.
That show was good. That was actually like a kind of a fun sports show. They had comedians on that shit a lot too. It was fun.
They did.
I don't remember the Reds ever having like the Nasty Boys, but that would be terrifying. To me, getting beamed by a pitch when I was playing baseball, you don't want that to happen. So a major leaguer throwing a fastball at you, that's gotta hurt.
Yeah, man. Look at his chin, his jaw. Like it's fresh off of Mike Tyson's Punch Out. He looks like one of those motherfuckers. I couldn't imagine him like this fucking Brock Lesnar booty chin having a motherfucker chucking something at you, man.
That's scary. I mean, I don't think I could ever stand in the box, but to know these guys were out there willfully just trying to chuck balls at some dude's head. I mean, that's how the fucking James Earl Jones lost his sight in Sandlot, you prick. It's one of these guys, Steve. I don't like this guy, and I don't like Cincinnati, so sorry.
In 1992, on September 16th, Beekman's World premieres. Did you ever watch Beekman's World back in the day?
It was on CBS in the morning. I remember it. It was kind of like Bill Nye the Science Guy, but it was wackier. I remember the rat guy. There was like a salty guy in a rat suit. And it was just like one of those shows you put it on. You had it on sometimes. I think maybe I was waiting for another show to come on so I would see this. But to me, it was like the poor man's Bill Nye the Science Guy.
Yeah, I feel like Beekman tried too hard. He annoyed the shit out of me. And look at this watered down True Value rat costume that this motherfucker has behind him. I think I was forced to watch Beekman's World in one of our science classes in Perrysburg. It might have been in junior high. And I don't know if you ever had Miss Whalen in 8th grade. She was a scary woman. She had a Bridget Nelson haircut. She was tall. I want to say she was about 5'10", 5'11", probably 6 foot. And she had big ass titties. But she had the meanest face, man.
I don't remember this woman. I didn't have her, but I don't remember that woman.
I'll never forget her face. It's etched in stone. And I remember, like, I believe it was her class, man, watching this. And I was trying hard not to fall asleep because Beekman's World fucking sucks. And like, I just
it was like Wienerville mixed with Bill Nye the Science Guy because they were trying to make like comedy educational shit, and it was very much like, remember when they would have like people come and do those "don't do drugs, kids," like it's like a group of teenagers singing shit. It's just like that kind of shit. I never really even, I mean, I hate to sound like an ignorant fucking kid, but I just never liked watching educational shit. Like even Bill Nye the Science Guy was just never my thing. So I mean, this shit was just always like one of those things you left on if you were trying to wait for like Doug, you know.
I did fuck with Mr. Wizard though.
Mr. Wizard, I mean, dude, we were really young and he was making shit like Smoke. He was doing some cool shit, you know.
Exactly. But and he didn't need all that shit.
Yeah, I like that.
He didn't need no fucking rat costume and all these fucking gadgets and CGI screens.
Yeah,
he just had kids.
Mr. Wizard was a kitchen. It was a kitchen that he let some weird kids from the neighborhood into, and they would just do like crazy experiments in the kitchen. But I enjoyed a nice Mr. Wizard episode, Steve.
Yeah, you can't do Mr. Wizard now. They'd cancel him because think about it. It's an old man who just lives by himself, and all these kids come to his house after school. And then, like,
Mr. Wizard, can we play with chemicals? Yeah, come on in. Like,
he's in there sniffing paint and fucking eyeliner.
Here, sniff this gas, kid.
On that same day when Beekman's World premiered in 1992, Nick Jonas, the American singer-songwriter and guitarist, is born. Who gives a fuck, you handsome son of a bitch?
Hated it.
In Jurassic Park, dinosaurs are on the loose, but at McDonald's you'll find them on 6 Jurassic Park electric cups. Get one free when you buy a large drink or dino-sized extra value meal. But catch them quick, before they're extinct.
In 1993, on September 16th, Frasier debuts with the pilot episode, The Good Son. We are introduced to the Crazers for the first time. The psychiatrist Frasier returns to his hometown of Seattle to host a radio talk show, but soon discovers he could use a shrink himself when his disabled father moves in.
And I've been on record on the show, Steve. Love me some Frasier. So I was happy to see that we get to cover the premiere of this show. I hated this show when I was a kid. I thought they were British when I was a kid. And I also thought the show was about gay people when I was a kid.
And don't you think all British people are pussies or something like that?
Anyway, British people, we love you. You're cool. Keep listening. I thought this show was about British people as a kid. Come to find out, it's not, Steve. These people are just some rich, eccentric intellectuals. And I came to love this show a few years ago. Me and my wife started watching it as a joke when we were high and came to love the show because it really is fucking funny. It's about they're just crazy. It's like a show about psychiatrists who are crazy. They're neurotic. They have all the problems that they can diagnose and fix in other people, but they themselves are crazy. But this show also, you talked about having like the main guy not be the funny person. That's not the case for this. Kelsey Grammer kills this, but everyone else in the show, I think, is also fucking funny as hell too. So
ensemble casting, it is,
and
well written. And,
yeah, fuck yeah, dude.
You know, and to piggyback off of what you said, there have been countless examples of great stand-up comedians who get their own starring vehicle, but it doesn't translate. It's kind of like how a freestyle rapper or a mixtape rapper can be really good at freestyling or making mixtapes, but when it comes to producing an album or making a great album, your opus. In Frasier, it's hitting on all cylinders. As an adult in my late 30s, I can appreciate great production, man. The performers, even the side characters, even Eddie the fucking dog. That shit is well written. The timing.
And like, it's one of these shows we've talked about a few premieres and like series premieres in all of our episodes, but this is another one where episode 1, it seems like they've nailed it immediately. They didn't have like a grace period to like figure out what was funny. Maybe it was because they already had Frasier as sort of this, he was already sort of a defined character, but even if you watch Cheers and then you watch this, there's definitely more, they're playing it up more. Like there's a difference, I think, at least. But when you get deep into the show, once they get past introducing you to everybody, like Daphne, his dad, Eddie, Roz, they introduce these funny bits. They'll have famous people call into his show and like will be like somebody he's interviewing for his radio show. They've had huge celebrities. Michael Keaton has one of my favorite episodes of all time later on in the show. So it became a thing, dude. This show, because I didn't watch it, I kind of forgot, but it won Emmys year after year. It was super popular. It went on, I think, for 11 seasons. So
11, yeah.
Nailed it. But we start off, Frasier's coming back. He's in the radio booth, and radio DJ is a really popular career path in the 90s, Steve. I think we would have wanted, I never wanted to be one, but thinking back, I think it'd be a fun job. We're basically doing what we're doing now, and Frasier's not doing very well at it.
You had Frasier Crane and Martin Payne.
Fucking, it just is weird. It's like you can't even do that anymore. Radio DJ, you can't put that. It's not like a storyline unless you're doing like a movie in the 90s. That's not something you're going to write into a movie now, you know. We've lost it.
It's pretty much celebrities at this point, man. You got it, like Ricky Smiley or Steve Harvey morning show or something like that. Somebody who's already like made profits off of something else and is like, oh, let me try the radio world now. It's just another venture.
And it kind of like all mixes in with like podcasting now, where like you watch the breakfast. I only watch the Breakfast Club. I don't like obviously have a radio or listen to that shit, but all those shows, the Ricky Smiley show, Breakfast Club, I guess like is Bob and Tom still a thing? Like those are the only things that are like famous DJs, and I don't even know if they exist. I think they probably all do podcasts.
Is Opie and Anthony still doing, or are they retired?
No, they broke up. One of them, Anthony's not. People hate Anthony. Opie hates Anthony. I think Jim Norton did a show with Opie for a while. But yeah, Howard Stern kind of still does it, I guess. He's still out there.
Yeah. But no one's really coming up from it. But we start off the episode with Frasier sitting in a recording booth as he is now a radio show talk host back home in Seattle. And we're also introduced to the producer of his show, Roz. Russell from Kirkland calls, and he's depressed. He says Frasier cuts him off and he's like, hey, let's just cut this short because I'm pressed for time. He says 6 months ago, he had been living in Boston with his wife, and his wife left him. She came back and he left, and his practice has gone stagnant, and he knew that it was time for a change. So he packed his shit and got the fuck out of Dodge. And that's kind of how we start off.
Yeah. And he's from Seattle. So that's why he came back. His family's there. His brother is a psychiatrist, Niles. His brother's like the most pansiest guy of all time. He's a dilettante. His dad is a retired cop. His dad actually was shot in a robbery while he was on duty, which is why he always has a cane and stuff. And as Frasier's moved into Seattle, he's got a lot of money. He's living in a nice fucking place. He's a bachelor. But they go from this radio show to Cafe Nervosa, which is now like Frasier's new Cheers. It's a Seattle coffee shop. This is like basically one of the main set pieces. This is kind of like Friends. They were always in a coffee shop. Same thing here. And him and Niles are talking, and it seems like their dad needs a little help. And it looks like Frasier's going to have to let his dad move into this palatial apartment where he was, it was going to be swinger parties, popping bottles, looking at the Space Needle, and now he's going to be living with his dad, and he's not happy about it, Steve.
Yeah. Eventually he agrees to do it, reluctantly. And, he even admits later in the episode that, it's partially out of guilt, but ultimately it's their dad, and they don't want to just kind of throw him away and, leave him for someone else's care.
Yeah. They read a pamphlet for a retirement home called Golden Acres, whose slogan is "We care so you don't have to." So they read that, and they don't want to be shitty kids. So Frasier agrees to take his dad. And then we cut, I believe, to him in his apartment empty, and he's playing like this beautiful song on this piano. It's this this motherfucker must have made all the money in Boston because he's living in this penthouse. And you can tell he's just like cherishing these last moments before his dad shows up. And then the doorbell rings, and it's dear old dad. And Martin Crane, who is my favorite character in this show, he ends up being one of the funniest fucking characters, shows up, and he's a salty old dog, Steve. He's not a happy guy.
He's cantankerous and curmudgeon, and he has his shaggy carpet ass, flea bitten wood grain Archie Bunker chair delivered to Frasier's apartment. And I don't know if you overlooked this, Mac, but something else I found clever about this pilot episode. Piece by piece, they're introducing the main cast. They're doing this like in different parts. It's basically a character establishment, one at a time. First we're introduced to Frasier and Roz, and then we're introduced to Niles and the dynamic that they have. This is a little snippet of the kind of interactions, because they show that they're trying to attempt small talk, and they're showing that they're shitty at small talk. And it's just like, let's cut to the chase. Like Dad's like on his last days, and like we get to figure something out. Then the next scene, we first meet Martin.
And fun fact about this, it's just a sidetrack, Sally, but the guy who delivers the chair, the Martin's chair to the apartment, is actually in the last episode of the show when they take Martin's chair out of the apartment. Frasier moves out of Seattle in the last episode. The guy who takes the dad's chair is the same dude. He made it from, he was in 2 episodes, the first and last episode of Frasier, whatever that guy's name is. So
I love when sitcoms do that.
I mean, they were killing it, dude. And I feel like this was one of those ones where they had writers who were consistent throughout the whole thing. Again, we said these guys were killing it first episode. But yeah, that's an interesting point that, I mean, it's very obvious, but I didn't think about it. They did like take a scene and introduce each one of them piece by piece, and they put them all together. That's great. That's a good observation, Steve.
That's how you're supposed to do, man. And like I feel like I had to watch this a couple of times because of that. Like Kelsey Grammer, obviously he's an intelligent guy. He's already been a part of this like huge sitcom from the 80s and 90s, and I'm sure he's applied that knowledge to like, okay, I know how to put on a good production, a successful program. This is what makes, and like Cheers, another character-driven show, man. So you've made me a fan. I didn't fuck with Frasier ever before this.
I can't even believe that I'm telling you that. Old me, Steve, like young me is like, what? Seriously? But when you watch it, especially, I'm telling you, there's an episode where Martin eats a pot brownie. That's one of the funniest things I've ever seen. And there's one where Michael Keaton plays Lilith's brother, who Lilith is Frasier's ex-wife.
Yeah.
And he plays her brother, who's a scumbag con artist, who shows up in a wheelchair to like apologize to Frasier for ripping him off so much. And it's one of the funniest. It's so fucking good. So check those out. But again, sidetrack and Sally, but this show is so fucking unexpectedly for just people of our generation. We grew up watching all this crazy shit, but when you watch a show about 2 fancy guys in Seattle, you don't expect to like it. And it's a testament to how good the show is. It's just that fucking funny, dude.
And Niles drops Martin off at Frasier's because he has to go to a dysfunctional family meeting. And before he leaves, he said, "Hey, Dad, did you tell Frasier about Eddie?" And they're talking about Eddie, Martin, and Frasier as if he's a human being, like as if he's one of his old drinking partners. Cut to the next scene. Eddie's a dog. And he, Frasier's already discussed how like, oh, he just puts me on edge. He's always just staring at me with his beady eyes. The very next scene, there's a dog just darting his eyes right into Frasier. And that, once again, great writing, clever, like character establishment. Now Eddie has entered the psyche.
Oh, yeah. You're right. Again, you're spot on with that. And Eddie becomes like a huge thing. Eddie becomes the mascot of the show for a while. If you remember like TV guides and shit, he was kind of just a very famous dog, he, for whatever reason. He is funny. They use him well in this. But then we cut from that scene to the next day where I believe we're back in Nervosa. And Frasier is just, he can't handle it anymore. Him and his dad are butting heads. Eddie's staring at him too much. And he's looking at that pamphlet for the nursing home a little hard again. But Niles, he's like, you know what? I talked to Maris and sidetrack Sally again. Maris is another funny joke. We never meet Maris.
The running gag.
Yeah. Maris we never see Niles' wife and ex-wife at a certain point, but she's always alluded to as like this tyrannical but very like skinny, waifish, rich white woman. And
it's kind of like Norm's wife on Cheers.
Yeah, Vera, very much like Vera for sure. So, but they've agreed to help Frasier out. And Frasier's like, oh, you're going to take dad? You're going to let him live with you guys, right? And Niles is like, no. We're going to give you money to hire some help for dad. So Frasier accepts, and they start interviewing potential caretakers, babies. I don't know what the fuck, old people, babysitters. I think it's a physical therapist is really what they're looking for.
Yeah.
And Frasier's trying to find like the next Harvard PhD candidate to do this. And he's going through candidates like nothing until Daphne shows up. She's the last one on the list. I think she might have been late, if I'm not mistaken, but that's not a good.
Yeah.
And she's just like this weird British hottie. I always thought Daphne's hot, dude.
Yeah,
Daphne's
she was
hot. She's from Manchester, and she fancies herself a bit of a psychic.
So, okay, I wanted to ask you about that. So you think all like British gay guys are gay, right? But like, how do you feel about like British women?
Dude, there's been some hottie British chicks from even in the 90s. What was that one? There was one that was like killing it.
Yeah,
man, what was her name? I have no problem with any British people, Steve, and the nice hot British accent definitely helps. I like that. And Daphne, very sexy. I'm surprised you're not mentioning Daphne a little more, Steve. I would have thought maybe you were into that.
I totally am. She tickles my fancy, man. But I'm just now watching Frasier.
Okay, well, I'll be interested. Roz or Daphne? Who are you veering towards?
Daphne can catch one. Or two. Yeah.
But she shows up. She's interviewing to be Martin's caretaker. She thinks she's psychic. Frasier instantly thinks she's a fucking lunatic. But Martin likes to fuck with Frasier. He wants to fuck with his son. And now he wants to fuck with his son by hiring this lunatic British woman. So that's how British.
She likes his dog. And he calls him Eddie. I call him Eddie Spaghetti. Oh, he likes pasta? No, he has worms. Fucking, that's my favorite part of the episode right there. Because that interaction right there, I feel that's another snippet of like how each person is. Because from what I gather, Daphne's kind of a naive, like innocent, playful, like girl across the pond, and he's just like, no, because he has worms. Martin Crane's direct. He's a man's man, he's surrounded by his little pansy ass kids and living in hell. But that's kind of another running joke. He makes a lot of those jokes about like thinking his son's going to be a great baseball player, but then he got Niles and shit like that, So Martin Crane, winner, they hire Daphne. But turns out Daphne thought that she was going to actually live in the apartment. And Frasier's like, fuck all this. I'm not doing this. Yeah. But Martin basically guilts him into it. But in that, they get in like this argument because Martin's kind of giving him a lot of shit. Frasier has like a man tantrum. And he's like, why won't you be thankful? Why don't you, one of those type of things. And he storms off. He just leaves. He wants his dad to say thank you. His dad just says, I'm taking Eddie to bed. Fuck you. And goes to bed. Pulls an old man move. And we cut to the next scene, and it's Frasier at his job again. He's on the radio. And he gets a call from his father, Steve. And his father wants to talk about the issues on air. And they actually like sort of They rectify the issue on air. Frasier does a good job on the radio, and even his dad says thank you. And right at the end, his dad pulls a Martin Crane, is like, "You see, I said thank you, you young grateful son of a bitch," and then hangs the phone up. Type of. Yeah.
So
classic, man.
Yeah. So I definitely urge you. You gotta just watch it. I know it seems like a weird one, but if you go through these, you got a lot to watch, which is nice. If you haven't seen this show, there's a fucking 11 seasons, and it never really gets bad. I enjoyed all of it. There's only a few episodes where I'll be like, skip it.
Well, I try to watch different things simultaneously, even old stuff like Frasier, man. And what I love about the streaming things is we can create our own TV guide. Remember on Channel 7, back in the day, you had to wait to scroll. See what's on. Like, no, man, create your own TV schedule. So I mix in art, like our podcast, make that a thing, like as if it's an actual time slot. The same thing with our buddies, B3F, man. I'm trying to get in the habit of doing that and mixing in some of these shows that I really want to watch and, watch them like at 3 episodes at a time, really try to crack a dent in them because I got to move on to different strokes. I really want to watch the beginning of that to end. It's not, some of those seasons are not great, but it's just weird watching this like 27-year-old play a 10-year-old. It's like, those last couple of seasons, it was getting too obvious, man. But I cringed for a little mess, and that was some mess. They had that shit on NBC.
5 o'clock shadow. What the fuck?
Hey, y'all want to drive to auditions?
That's a very positive way to look at it. People shit on like there being too many options, but you're right. You do get to sort of like pick and choose what you want to watch. My thing is like, I don't do it like you're doing it. When I pick a show, like we'll pick The Office or Frasier, whatever your show is.
You'll just squat throughout the whole fucking
boom.
I did that with Cheers. But like too much shit has came out, dude. When the TGIF lineup hit Hulu, that's when the floodgates broke. I was like, don't call me, don't text me, don't nobody say shit to Steve for the next 2 weeks. Because I don't give a fuck.
It's hard again, but my problem is like I limit myself because I know the ones that are proven winners. Like I can go back and watch The Office or Frasier unlimited times. Like there's never a time where I will not find that funny. It's accepting like new shit or like older shows where I'm like, I don't want to watch every episode of Step by Step. I'm not like you like that. I want to go back and see like specific episodes. That's why Disney Plus was kind of a very big letdown for me because I was excited to watch like those old cartoons.
They have X-Men.
They have X-Men and Spider-Man, but it got dry quick. I got sick of it quick.
I mean, but they do have the Muppet Show. You're probably not as big of a fan as I am, but with those, I had to pick and choose because it was getting to a point where it was like, which one of these can I sacrifice?
Yeah,
like God's only son. I have to sacrifice my child, and it's like, okay, the shows that I would like on Disney Plus, I have the sneaky links for that because I need my HBO Max, I need my Netflix, and my Hulu. Hulu got Urkel and motherfucking Screech. Goddamn it.
Yeah, Hulu is that shit. Hulu is the one I'm not going to lose.
Yeah, man. And by the way, speaking of Step by Step, I called Stacey Keenan. I got her on the horn the other day, and she likes my concept about my two daddies. Okay. And she's even signed on to play my other concept, Inch by Inch. And I'll be the Cody part, but I'll be Brody. Whoa. Inch by inch, inch by inch, inch by inch by inch.
Wow, Steve. I mean, keep them coming, Steve. Literally. Pause. But keep them
coming. What you got going on, Uncle Frank? Whoa.
I took diet pills. I lost 34 pounds.
6 months later, the weight came back.
That's when I decided to get off the diet roller coaster and get on a Nordic Track.
In fact, Nordic Track is so easy to stick with that after 5 years, 7 out of 10 Nordic Track owners still use their Nordic Track skiers an average of 3 times a week.
It's been more than 2 years. The weight's still off, and I'm still on my Nordic Track. You should give Nordic Track a try.
Call now for a free video and brochure.
And on that same day when Frasier debuted, In Living Color is debuting season 5, and it's a new cast. They've added Mark Wilmore, Reggie McFadden, Jay Leggett, Carol Rosenthal, and Anne Marie Johnson. She's a veteran. She was on What's Happening Now, the sequel series of What's Happening, and she was also I'm Going to Get You Sucker. So she was a comedic actress veteran at this point. Now they joined the cast, and like we said, there is no Wayans presence throughout this season. This is the first where they're not even there. We
still got Jim Carrey though. We still got Dag, and we still got Tommy Davidson. We got some hitters.
Yeah, just sprinkle a little Dag.
I mean, this is a dag heavy episode. They were like, hey, David, we need you. You got to do it all, man.
Yeah. And you mentioned that there is a skit that they pretty much banned from this episode re-airs and from the DVD. And it's Ike Turner.
It's called Ike Turner Strikes Back.
Yeah.
And it's basically just a live, it's a performance by David Alan Grier playing Ike Turner. And it's like a parody song of What's Love Got to Do with It from Ike Turner's perspective. So a couple of just great like lines from the song. There's one where Dag's getting all animated. He's like, uppercut, in the gut. That was good. And then the best line to me was, why hit your lip when your lip can't be broken? It's so good, dude. It's classic.
Yeah, man.
But they cut it. It's not on the DVD, and you have to like search that out specifically on YouTube to find it. But it's there. It'll be up. We'll put it up.
And it's just way too hilarious. The next one is Russell Simmons' Def Strawberry Jam. And it starts off once again with David Alan Grier and his wife, played by Anne Marie Johnson, I believe. And it's like another boring breakfast. And then I guess he spreads some of the strawberry jam on his toast. And then that's when they start cussing, like some of the comedians from Def Comedy Jam. Basically.
One bite will turn your family into a fresh fly hip hop crew.
This shit is motherfucking good.
This jelly's motherfucking delicious. And there's like, what was the other? There was also try Miracle Whip that ass salad dressing.
And Mother Smucker's fruit jelly. And you know, Mark Wilmore, he's part of the legendary Wilmore Brothers comedy duo, man.
I was gonna ask his brother, he was related to that dude.
Mark and Larry, yeah, man, who used to do, was it the Nightly Report of the Nightly Show?
Well, yeah, he did Central. That, and he was famous. He did Daily Show and he had the Larry Wilmore Show, I think is what the shit was
Larry
called.
Wilmore Show, yeah. And one of them was a writer, a longtime writer with The Simpsons. It was
Larry Wilmore also on a great episode of The Office as well. One of the sexual harassment episode of The Office, which was great.
And Mark Wilmore comes out as Russell Simmons wearing a Howard hoodie. And I've always wanted those HBCU hoodies. That was a thing in the early 90s. Martin would wear some of them on the show and on Def Comedy Jam when he was the original host, man. They just looked so cool. There was Hampton. There was obviously Howard, Clark. It was like a whole black student resurgence kind of deal, man. And I think they say he dressed like a bum, but he paid like a motherfucker. Because at the end of Def Comedy Jam, that would always be Russell Simmons' thing. And he would just, come out in his street clothes. God bless you. Good night. Thanks for coming out. God bless you. Good night.
Oh, man, this is a good one, though. This is I wrote the note. I don't know if this is going to make sense to you, but this felt like Mad TV. It had that wackiness to it. These were really off the wall skits, So to me, this had that kind of feel where it was different. I mean, it definitely felt different than the past In Living Colors we watched.
And in the next one is one of my favorite ones of all In Living Color skits. It's Seinfeld in the Hood. You ever make a wrong turn in the hood? What is the deal?
Projects? What kind of project is this? The guy playing Costanza, the new fat guy, that dude killed this. He was fucking Jerry, and this is fucking crazy.
Wait, you act so crazy, Jerry?
Jamie Foxx, Tommy Davidson, Jim Carrey, and this fat guy was on a lot of shit. I know maybe I'm mixing him up with that John Panette stand-up comedian. But I've seen this dude in a lot of shit.
Possibly.
They look kind of similar, but that guy killed the Costanza. Great Costanza.
around. It's 3 o'clock in the morning. It's where are we? I said, let's take a cab, but no, you don't want to take a cab. No, Mister, no cab.
Jerry and George are in an abandoned parking lot at 3 in the morning. And then Kramer stumbles in. And apparently he was in the hood getting a haircut. Now, let me tell you, the day Michael Richards goes to the hood to get a haircut is the day I walk up Stone Mountain for my honorary Klan hood.
Get him, Steve. Tell us what you think about Michael Richards one more time. Just give us a little taste.
He's a hack-ass hoe. Michael Richards is a fucking bum, a scrub.
Get him.
The only thing that was funny, only thing that motherfucker did was funny was when he was around funny people.
Yeah, I mean, he's been in funny things. Has he ever been funny? Unless you just like a guy that looks like he's having a stroke. I mean, that's really all I got.
Andy Kaufman, John Renner, Larry David, Jerry Seinfeld. George Alexander.
Get him, Steve.
You ain't it.
What's the deal with Steve ain't Michael Richards? Come on, Steve.
What's with the elaborate way black guys shake their hands? You see Tommy Davidson and Jamie Foxx, dapping each other up. Is hey, I'm so happy to see you. And projects. What teacher assigned this project? Well, the look of it, I hope they graded it on a curve.
And then Jamie Foxx and Tommy Davidson. So you said that this is actually like a running thing that they were doing? I don't remember that.
Those characters, yeah, because there's another one where they're like playing security. And like there's a couple where they're playing security, and that would become the main thing where they're working at Madison Square Garden, and then like the Knicks would come through, and like Patrick Ewing showed up. Was it the X-Men? I think he was in one. Xavier McDaniel.
Damn, that's a blast from the past. I forgot about that guy.
Charles Oakley, and then there was another one where Tupac was like they were doing security for like a Tupac concert, and Tupac, the real Tupac, shows up, and they're like, "Man, you ain't no Tupac, man." So that was a recurring thing with those two.
I didn't remember that shit, but then they got to beat Seinfeld's ass, and then we cut back to the stage, and they've taken over for Jerry. They're doing the stand-up, but this is probably the best skit on this episode. This is my favorite.
Yeah, man. What I saw we missing? Now the next one, it's like a talent show. Kim and Sammy, Korean grocer puppet. And it's once again the Dag Man, David Allen Greer, and he's got his finger puppet. And it's a Korean grocer. And that's pretty funny because he's just like, hey man, why you keep following me? Hurry up and buy something.
Yo, man, why you always follow me around, man? You'll buy something now.
It's basically that bit from Don't Be a Menace to South Central on stage, but I don't know if you could pull this one off nowadays.
No, you couldn't get away with that because then they go to the liquor store, and once again, he's like, hey man, why you keep following me? Hurry up and buy something. I'm just looking, man. Look, you buy. So that's basically the premise of that one. On to the next one. We're at the hospital. It's Ugly Wanda, and Wanda gives birth. And Wanda comes out to a huge pop. Like I said, she comes out to a huge pop. It's been established as a pop cultural icon at this point. It's been emblazoned on t-shirts, been spoofed in different things. And I'm sure probably some Halloween costumes at the time. And she's obviously pregnant now. And she said she ain't had this kind of pain since she got kicked in the stomach at the riot.
And then her water breaks, Steve. Her disgusting, awful water breaks. So they bring in Tommy Davidson to help with the birth. And he's not happy about it.
Oh, this looks like a good place for a stick-up.
As a doctor, he don't want to look at that. And he's basically fighting with all of his might to not help Wanda give birth. He puts on, I believe, like some sort of soldering outfit.
Yeah, and you know, she's like, well, you like to you wearing rubber gloves. I like that Eminem stuff. But
at one
like
point, he's just like, who would do this to somebody? Who would fuck this chick? Where is this guy? And I'm asking like the same question, Steve. Who's fucking
like a
Wanda?
Damn moose. Look like a damn moose chewing on ice. Oh, you're gonna have to do one of them Caesar salad sections on me.
Who's better, Steve? Shanae or Ugly Wanda? In your opinion?
Oh, Shanae.
I think they were gonna make a movie like recently, or maybe this was just some fucking bullshit with him.
I
with
think
both.
It was yeah, I know you're saying. Like I saw the pictures, man. I think actually Wanda. I take that back because she's got some funny one-liners. Like when she says anesthesia. Oh, she over at Darnell in them house. And
do you want an episiotomy? She also, do you want an episiotomy? Nah, give me a strawberry daiquiri and some scrimps.
And I like the part when the lady asked her, "Have you been to Lamar's class?" Oh no, if you talking about Lamar, I used to be with Lamar and Lamelton and them. Who's the fuck is Lamelton? He was light skinned. He used to pop lock and stuff. And like eventually, like the end of the episode, she says, I'm gonna find your daddy because nobody's there to sign the birth certificate. And this becomes a recurring thing throughout the season. She runs into Barry Bonds in one episode, in the real Barry Bonds. He's like, I'm not the father. You know, different cameos and shit.
Oh, I just almost shit myself, Steve. I actually am changing my mind. You've made me a believer in the Ugly Wanda skit, and now it's my favorite. So
yeah, because like she's always doing those like one-liners like that, man. And that Shanae didn't have enough. I feel like Shanae relies too much on the other character to be funny. Love Martin.
Maybe it's because I love Martin so much, but I'm a Shanae fan myself. But you're right. They're both legends. They're both legends, Steve. They can all have some flowers today, but Ugly Wanda, the guy banging that, no wonder he doesn't want to take some credit because Steve, this your baby.
Rock your world. Now, on that same day, the Sinbad show premieres on Fox. And I remember watching that. It was a part of their Thursday lineup with Martin and Living Single and whatnot. And it had a young Ray J. This was actually his first starring role. I don't know if you could even see him. I got the wrong kind of picture, but yeah, he played Sinbad's son, and Nancy Wilson played Sinbad's mom. R.I.P. T.K. Carter, I believe his name is. He used to be on the first season on Saved by the Bell, and then some other stuff.
I don't remember the Sinbad show, but I'm a fucking Sinbad fanatic, Steve. Yeah. He's lasted. He stand the test of time because he did this. He got into like Jingle All the Way. Like he was in some great fucking movies back in the day. First Kid, shout out First Kid.
House Guest.
His appearance in It's Always Sunny may be my favorite episode of that show, where he plays like a mental patient with Rob Thomas from Matchbox 20.
I think I have seen that.
Grab his shoe, beat his testicles. He plays like a thugged out mental patient, basically. So love Sinbad, love his windbreaker styles too. Love those nylon windbreakers he used to rock.
Oh man.
Just a great fucking comedian and great. He had some great kids movies. What was that? House Guest. That's the one with Phil Hartman, right?
Yeah.
That's it, Steve.
But you know who probably wasn't watching the pilot of Frasier or this episode of In Living Color or the Sinbad show, man?
Who
Probably Dave Winfield, because he is the 19th person in MLB history to get 3,000 hits. A beast of a man. He was also, fun fact about Dave Winfield, he was drafted into the NBA, chose baseball.
Dave Winfield, dude.
Dave Winfield used to play for the Yankees back in the day. Another epic mustache.
Yeah, I mean, that's He was just like one of those. He was oh man, I fucking suck with names, but he was just like one of those workers. He was just always a good fucking
workhorse.
Was he ever on the Blue Jays?
I believe he was for a while.
I feel like that's maybe where I remember him from. But Dave Winfield, you're a beast. And apparently you could play basketball. So salute to you for being able to do both. That's fucking nuts. I feel like if you were good at both, Steve, which would you pick?
Oh, basketball. That was my first love, man.
Just feel like that's just at least for me, that'd be the choice too. But salute to Dave Winfield, dude. He's in the Hall of Fame, right?
Oh, easily, man. He is a 12-time All-Star, World Series champion, 7-time Gold Glove winner, the whole nine, man. His numbers retired with San Diego. He's in the San Diego Padres Hall of Fame. He was inducted in 2001, the summer we graduated.
Oh, wow. Shout out Dave Winfield.
Yeah. And in 1995, on September 16th, Nightstand with Dick Dietrich debuts. Say that 5 times fast. And we talked about this in our interview with PTO. I believe he said he was on an episode of this, and it was hosted by the dad from Ferris Bueller. Or not Ferris Bueller. Parker Lewis Can't Lose.
This guy always creeped me out. I don't know why. Dirk Dietrich.
It was basically a spoof of the talk shows at the time, the Ricky Lakes, the Jerrys, the Jenny Jones. And I remember watching this, like, I think USA used to show this in syndication.
They were heavy into this guy. He also had a show called Son of the Beach, where it was like a spoof of Baywatch. He was, I guess maybe this guy was the spoof king and we just never knew, but I never really, this guy creeped me out again. This guy, I don't know. He's got a creepy vibe.
But that following year, somebody who doesn't creep me out, Judge Judy, September 16th, her show debuts.
What year was it?
1996 it was.
Didn't she just retire?
Just now. Knee deep in the game, man. Knee deep in the game.
Love a nice Judge Judy episode where she just berating the shit out of somebody like an Italian grandmother. I love it.
Just Judge Judy dressed down. Man, that's what we look for, dude. It's not a classic. We don't want just a stale ass like, oh,
this isn't the people's court. I don't need that.
Down.
Get him. And she had the sassy bailiff guy. I was like, get him, Judge.
Yeah. Judge Judy changed the game, man, because she like complete different from like people's court. Like it was like, nah, she was like grandma. Like I'm gonna tell you what the fuck you not gonna do. You're not gonna disrespect me in my house. It was that kind of energy, and they had to respect it. She's the judge. Yeah, she gonna talk her shit because she knows you're lying. She knows you're full of shit. Don't play her. Don't fucking piss on her leg until it's raining.
And there's been a lot of pretenders that tried to usurp the crown for like the judge will dress you down, but she's the queen. Judge Joe Brown, though, close second, because sometimes he'll
I'm a Mathis
somebody.
Guy. I like Brown, but
Mathis Mathis, if you ever heard him on the radio, like he would do radio interviews and he was not very judge-ish on the radio. Sometimes he would like get in fights with people on the radio and just straight up trash talk.
Hey, bro, at the end of the day, he's a street dude from Detroit, or he was a street dude from Detroit, just like Steve Harvey. Okay, he's like multi-talented and all of this stuff, multi-millionaire. At the end of the day, he's a dude from Cleveland. And like that stuff, hey, man, you don't get rid of all of that.
Charlie Murphy and this other comedian named Freeze Love have a story about being on a radio show with Judge Mathis. And the DJ was like talking shit. Like he said something disrespectful to Judge Mathis. And Charlie Murphy was like, I ain't never seen a dude say something this cold-blooded to somebody on live air. And the guy's like, oh yeah, Judge, you're gay or whatever he did to like fuck with Judge Mathis. And Judge Mathis was like, I never saw a man who could suck my dick standing up, because the guy was like short. Wow. And he said that, like they were like, wow. As soon as he said that, this guy went silent. Like his show, they had to like go to commercial because he just shocked this dude. So I guess Judge Joe Mathis not giving a fuck, Steve. Don't fuck with them. But I think Judge Judith Scheinling also probably would do something like that. I love me some Judge Judy. I love this.
Hey, and Judge Judy got some Judge Booty underneath that robe. I've seen some of the pictures on the Googles, been shared on the timeline a time or two. And yeah, man, Judge Judy been holding all these years underneath that fucking desk. Ain't that a shame, man?
She spawned a great SNL spoof of her own show with Sherry O'Terry. It was a funny bit, and Tracy Morgan, I think, was the bailiff. Great shit. So
that Sherry O'Terry, yeah, man. I love that skit.
I love Sherry O'Terry, dude. Sherry O'Terry, unsung hero of like comedians, especially coming from SNL.
She's the go-to females for me, man.
Her in Scary Movie, when she plays the part that Courtney Cox plays, and she's like berating the fat cameraman all the time, is fucking hilarious.
And on that same day, Paul Molitor of the Twins is the 21st person to reach 3,000 hits.
Paul Molitor, dude. That was a baseball name from watching Sports Center. You heard that a lot on Sports Center.
Yeah, there's no Paul Molitors working at Kroger.
Yeah.
Like, you know, like that's a name. Like, yeah, you're supposed to be a like Golden Glove baseball player with that name.
Yeah.
It just doesn't fit any elsewhere. Huh.
Maybe a golfer. It sounds kind of golfish, but Paul Molitor, dude, just crushing it. 3,000 hits.
3,000 hits, man.
That's tough, dude. People don't, it's like, I don't even like baseball that much, but some of these guys, it's like, they get the chance to reach. Remember Cal Ripken? How much like he had these insane records? Is this something where like these baseball players now have the same kind of longevity? Because I feel like we got to watch like Nolan Ryan pitch till he was fucking like 70 or some shit.
Yeah.
You know, maybe they just don't need to now. They just get so fucking rich. They're like, fuck it, I don't want to work anymore.
I kind of feel like everybody juicing it at some point, man. They got this little motherfucker for Houston Astros. He's like 5'5". They're playing. And he's like consistently one of the leading hitters. And I've seen some of these games, man. I worked some of them. And so it's like, you mean to tell me this diminutive fella is knocking that damn ball 400 feet in the sky? Like, and this is just all natural, just routine regimen type shit.
Like fucking man. Do it though. As far as I'm concerned, juice it up. If they want to, if it's not something that they're being forced to do, it's hard enough to hit a baseball. But if they can smack that shit into the fucking sun, it's way more fun to watch. I watched baseball when fucking Mark McGwire and Sammy Sosa were just crushing it. I love that. I don't watch it now. Isn't like Bryce Harper, doesn't he do shit like that? Isn't that one of those guys?
He's crushing it, man. And like, he seems more organic. But I don't know, man. Like I said, I feel like everybody has some kind of hormone, man. But that following year, 1997, Mariah Carey releases the album Butterfly, and boy, did it stink. It's not one of my favorite.
Nah. I mean, she had to have like a hit. Didn't she have like a Billboard top whatever every year in perpetuity?
And she was crushing records, man.
Who cares about it though, dude? Mariah Carey, one of the biggest crushes I ever had. She's just such a sexy ass bro, Steve. She is one hot piece of ace.
I know from personal experience. No, you don't.
What was the song? What is that song?
That is from like one of the earlier ones.
That shit's. I mean, she was fucking.
Oh, are you talking about Sweet Fantasy?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, hell yeah. I love that song. I mean, who doesn't like Mariah Carey though? I mean, she's crazy, but she's a diva and she deservedly so. And she's gorgeous. I don't know how Nick Cannon got in it so long, but salute to Nick Cannon for getting to experience that. I'm jealous.
And they say this is her magnum opus, man. Like, don't take my perspective. Like, it wasn't my favorite. It's 57 minutes, 20 seconds. The releases are Honey, Butterfly, The Roof, Breakdown, My All. And, poor representation. I apologize to Mariah Carey. I don't want the following they probably don't even watch her show anyway. But
You never know, Steve. Mariah, we love you. You're the best. You're a diva. Steve misspoke. We're sorry, Miss Carey.
I'm a hater. But something that I did like that came out on that same day was Usher's release My Way. And obviously that's the one that has my way. She likes it my way. When I say go, she lose control.
You a big Ush fan? You like chilling with the Ush, Steve?
Oh, dude, this is a great album. Like a lot of people love Confessions, and that's okay. But to me, that was just too thrown in my face. I'm not going to say I'm an Usher fanatic, but this album I fucks with heavy. This was our freshman year in high school, and this was like, okay, I know about R&B songs from my age. I'm getting more mature. I can like proactively look for R&B music now, and this was one of those albums. Now, throughout the summer, a 13-year-old Steve was getting his triumph on with Wu-Tang Forever and getting super duper flat with Missy Elliott. But hey, this is 9/16/97. I'm about to be 14 in one more day. And when disaster strikes, Busta Rhymes, I just want to know if you really want to party with me. Lift my hands and the eyes to see. Straight buck wildin' in the place to be. And glorious. The album, 72 minutes and 56 seconds. Jesus.
I used to, first of all, this is one of the, like, I don't know what number of rap albums, but I bought this. I have this. I actually still have this CD. It's physically at my mom and dad's. I just don't have anything to play it on. But Busta Rhymes, to me, it's weird to say this, but his videos made me want to make movies and shit. I used to love a Busta Rhymes music video.
This is during the Hype Williams era, man.
Yeah. Just fucking wild. He was, I don't know if he was ever one of my most favorite rappers, but as far as just like a personality, I'm a big Busta Rhymes fan. He's a good feature on a song.
Top 20. He's in my top 20 of all time.
Yeah.
I have to say, based off of longevity and the hits that were hits, they're timeless to me.
Yeah. And again, he's had some shit on features like Pastor Cavassier and shit like that. He's on some like straight hits too. So he can rap his ass off. He can act his ass off sometimes. He's been in a Shaft movie and a Halloween movie. He's fucking funny in that Halloween movies. And he's got like some good gifable or gifable, whatever the fuck, and good quotables from that. But I love me some Busta Rhymes, Steve. Did you buy this? Did you have this?
I didn't get this one. I bought the one after Extinction Level Event, which I liked. I think it might have got mixed reviews, but that one had the remake of Iron Man. He did a collab with Ozzy, which I thought was pretty cool.
I do remember that. See, that wasn't my thing, but I do remember it. Shout out to Busta. What is Busta? He's still rapping, right?
Oh, of course, man. His album last year he just put out, man. That is, to me, the album of the year. Because, man, it has so many fucking great tracks on it, man. And it's long. I want to say it was like 20 plus. But just banger to banger, man. It might be, if it's not my favorite Busta album, it's up there for sure.
This just came out.
It came out late, I want to say fall of last year, 2020.
Man, I was unaware, Steve. I was uneducated in the ways of modern day Busta Rhymes, so I'm gonna have to go check that out.
Yeah,
look that up on Spotify.
Now, those were all things September 16th in the 90s. Happy birthday to me, 9/17, baby. Hey, oh.
Steve, you're old. We're old, man. How's it feel? Do you feel wiser?
Yeah, I feel wiser, better, and just, I don't know. I feel like I was in my 30s when I was like 27. So like now I'm 38. I think that, this is what 40 is. I feel like this is 40. I'm 40. Might as well tell motherfuckers I'm 40.
You were very much like one of the most mature people I knew, especially like in college, dude. It sounds weird, but the people I live with, like you seem like normality. You were like the normal one, and then all of the people that lived like with me, it was just too wild. You came in and got out.
Yeah, we need structure.
You were, dude. You were like high school Steve, very more mature than high school Matt. That's for goddamn sure. But this is not. You're maturing like a fine wine, Steve. I gotta say.
I thank you.
This is
30. As long as I keep some.
How old are you? 38.
We're the same age, man.
Yeah, you're 38.
I'm about
right?
to be 38. Yeah. Well, by the time people start watching this, I'll be 38 probably.
Welcome to the club, Steve. Welcome. The water's fine. See, I like being older. Other than like, I was talking about this last night, how I don't really miss things. I miss like, not worrying. Remember that when you weren't worried about shit all the time?
And the things that I did worry about, like, damn, why was I worrying about it?
Yeah, I know, right? Isn't it wild? But yeah, not having existential terror wake ups where you're like, I got to do all this shit, like whatever that is. I miss that. I don't miss like Bobby's world. I miss being able to eat pizza and not feeling like I'm about to take a fucking donkey shit in 5 minutes. I miss all that shit. Being able to eat like shit. Being able to not care about eating like shit.
Oh, I'm going to eat like a piece of shit on my birthday. Like,
that's what it's about, though. That's what the birthday's about, Steve. I'll eat a whole pizza. I'll do whatever. But now it's like, even then I feel guilty about it a little bit. Back then I was cramming cinnamon rolls in my mouth like they were crackers. I mean, I was living a lifestyle that was very bohemian back in the day, and I miss that.
Now, do you have any callbacks, honorable mentions, takeaways?
Well, I just had to call. I want to call back to this season of In Living Color where we talked about it, but for the life of me, Steve, I must have checked out. As an In Living Color fan, I'm putting myself on notice. I must not have been that much of a fan because I did not remember this part of this history of In Living Color. I'm disappointed to know the Waynes were just ripped out of it. But I like that they were family unit and said, fuck this. We're all leaving.
Like this season has some gems. It's not like one of the best in my opinion because it's missing the original core. But Mark Wilmore himself, he has some good moments. He plays like a black Andy Rooney. Like they do their own 60 Minutes, and he does a great job. Like really? From the tone of his voice. Why does it like he asks those kind of questions. And then, like I said, Chris Rock joins the cast later in the season.
He does wild. I don't remember that. I remember like this time period, but I don't remember this time of In Living Color. So I'm just putting myself on notice. I need to do some digging because it seems like it's just an interesting story. And like I said, these were wild fucking like sketches that really are just like very much you couldn't do now. So I'm interested to see like how this season is as a whole. I'd like to check it out.
Oh yeah, man. I think you'll find some gems in there.
And I also I'm proud that you said that you watch Frasier because of me. I feel very proud. I'm trying to pass this show along to as many unsuspecting people as possible. So hopefully this episode helps, but I'm like a proud, it's very cool when you like peep one of your friends to something that you like and they end up liking it too. It makes you feel like some sort of satisfaction. So thank you, Steve.
Oh yeah, man. Because the palette can be full sometimes, especially nowadays, because like the suggestions are just coming left and right from all these friends. Bro, have you seen the such and such and such? I'll get to it. Like, and you already have your own queue lined up of shit that you already yourself wanted to watch. It was like, could you take that into consideration, you fucks? And you kind of passively did it, man, which I appreciate. You didn't really like badger it on me like a fucking new drug. Like, dude, take this shit. Like a bad fucking dare PSA. Like, you're just like, dude, it's really cool. You've given me the highlights of the show. Obviously I know about Kelsey Grammer. But yeah, man. So I'm finding a way to like put it in my slot, man. I have this thing called Montage Mondays because everybody hates Monday. It's the first day of school or first day back to work. And, I rave about 80s movies, man. So I was like, you know what? I'm going to start this week off with a fucking montage. Watch an 80s movie. So I'm going to add Frasier in the mix on my Mondays, man. Well, I think that's what it'll be.
You're going to enjoy it, Steve. But my hesitation in introducing it to like our friend group is we're all ball busters and we all come from a place where suggesting Frasier to our friend group back in the day would have been a social death sentence. But now it's not. We've grown, Steve. We've matured, and clearly we have these very high our tastes are very metropolitan now. So I'm proud of us. We're fancy. Welcome to the club. But what are your call outs, Steve? Acknowledgements, takeaways, regrets?
Oh, yeah. In 1996, on September 16th, Cosby debuted on CBS. And, I didn't mention it. I didn't really have much to say about this because it wasn't like the Cosby Show on NBC, the more famous one. But it's worth a mention. It did have Dougie Doug and Takia Crystal Kima, who I'm very fond of, who was in Living Color. She was on the show as well. And then there's still Felicia Rashad. But they're playing different characters. There's no Claire or Cliff. And I did watch it from time to time.
I remember Dougie Doug. Like, wasn't he in a restaurant? There was a restaurant. There was some like meeting place that Dougie Doug was always at. Maybe I'm misremembering this, but
I can't remember. And I do remember Madeline Kahn, R.I.P. to her. Great performer from the Mel Brooks movies back in the day. Young Frankenstein, Blazing Saddles. But what's going on with Crushgasm?
New episode out Wednesdays. I don't know what it is personally because I think she has to actually edit it, but we have a bunch in the tank. And as always, new episodes of Crushgasm every Wednesday in all audio platforms and on YouTube. So make sure to check it out. What about Over the Culture, Steve?
On Over the Culture, man, we're talking about all things September 12th and some of the things Pink Floyd's Wish You Were Here was released in 1975, classic album, one of my favorite from this era and from Pink Floyd. In 1978, Taxi, that premiered with a young Danny DeVito, Judd Hirsch's, Jeff Conway, Andy Kaufman, Christopher Lloyd. And big fan of it. I remember watching it in syndication with my grandma. And one of the coolest theme songs to not have lyrics. One of my favorite, man. Just very smooth, like easy listening. But shameless plug also on September 17th, on my birthday, me and my compadre from Houston, Canino, we call ourselves Rhyme Scheme. And our album that's been longly waiting to come out, man, is going to be released, self-titled Rhyme Scheme. And it's going to be available.
New shit.
It's going to be
Steve,
available
hold on
on Spotify.
Second. Hold that plug 1 second, dude. New shit.
Yeah, man. So it's me and Canino and one of my best friends that I met when I lived in Houston. And throughout my 10-year living there, we have amassed some tracks that we've just been sitting on. And September 17th, 2021 is the day it's going to be released to the public. I'm very proud of the project, man. I think it was just time. We both been wanting to get this stuff out. And it's like, hey, let's make it on this date.
Rhyme Scheme.
RYME. Yeah, SKEEM.
Spell it out. I talked over it. Spell it out again.
RYME SKEEM. Because it's hip hoppy. I don't know.
Dude, I'm excited. Everyone, check this shit out. Rhyme Scheme dropping the new shit. I'm gonna put a bunch of crazy sound effects while we're talking right now, Steve. Damn, son, where'd you find this? See, that's my new job, Steve. Give me that job.
DeMarco. Yeah.
But dude, that's congratulations, man. That's awesome. Yeah. Whenever you gotta wait to put something out, I know it always sucks to have to hold on to it. So I'm glad. I'm excited, dude. 9/17. Sure,
it's gonna be full of bangers, man. Now, please like, share, subscribe, and comment. Comment on some shit. Say something.
Call me ugly. Call me beautiful. Just say something. We know somebody's there in Trinidad and Tobago right now. We know you're listening.
Yeah. Reach out and touch someone. Know you watching. The revolution will not be televised. This is Steve G and Matt G and Malcolm X Finger Puppet. What happened in the 90s.